you 2015.
do.
This is Friday, March 11th.
Woo.
I'm already exasperated
Yes.
with so many of you.
Let's
It's been a long time since we've had a chance to actually record and do learning stuff because of speeches and iStep and fun stuff like that. We're going to do a reorder of the Heroes t-shirt because some foolish children did not order it the first time. And we're going to do our bell work. Tie game was the smiley or happy face. You have homework, which is easy because it's a fun story. You're going to have to read a story about Greek mythology. It's about Hades getting himself a girlfriend because he's bad at talking to women. So he does what any guy who's bad at talking to women does, kidnaps himself one. And it deals with a god throwing a baby into a fire because that's what you do with babies. It's a how-to. If you have a baby at your house, you can read the story and find out what to do with your own babies. And then bell work. We'll help you out from here. If you're playing the home version, pause and then read and then do it and then come back and we'll give you all the answers. But don't just let the video play because that'd be cheating. Now that you've paused it, now back to the actual learning. For here, let's come up with words to try and help you out. We have sign, meaning to Riley, with insignia and insignificant. What other words did you guys come up with? Hess?
Significant.
That is a significant answer. Nicely done. Tude?
Signature.
Signature, when you write something down. Abigail?
Signal.
Signal would work. I wonder where you got that word from. Hayes?
Resign.
Resign, like what Mrs. Thorpe would make me do if I were to slap a child on video. Abigail?
Sign.
Sign would feel like cheating. Good job. The one word I said you can't use. Nellie?
Design.
Would be much better. Nicely done. Design, to come up with something that you are going to create. If you don't get this done, it's going to become
Homework.
And if I were to give it to you as homework, I am
I said a sign.
nicely done. I'm assigning it, so you can have an assignment and what's
There's no Z in that word.
I'm trying to help you out with everyone. So assign, assignment, resign, design, signature, significant, insignificant. They have stuff. Spec, to see, respect. My jokes. Spectacle.
No.
I refuse.
Garrison, I like.
Inspect.
Inspect would definitely work. You also have someone who does the inspecting, who is an inspector.
Inspector
Could
Gadget.
also work. The best of the Gadget family. Cover.
Suspect.
Suspect. That would work. You have inspect and suspect if I feel you might be guilty of something. Abigail. Bailey.
Significant.
Significant. If some like insignificant, like that, but less writing.
No, wrong one. Spectacular.
That would be a spectacular answer. Nicely done. Much better. Parodi.
Perspective.
Perspective. How you go about seeing things. Turner.
Speculate.
Speculate. When you come up with a theory about things. Yes, Hayes.
Retrospect.
Retrospective or retrospect, to see into the past. Doyle.
Spectator.
Spectator, one who watches, which unfortunately I made Nellie do when she spectated you stealing her answer. Levi.
Special.
Special actually does work. Nicely done, to see that something is different than the others. Hess.
Disrespect.
You seem awful excited about that one. Disrespect would work. Garrison.
Circumspect.
Circumspect, nicely done, to go around the specting. Also, if you are a ghost and hard to see, we would call you a
Special gift.
special ghost or a specter. Also at James Bond fights. Then you get down to tract, with to pull or drag, traction, detract, Zani.
Tractor.
Tractor, a thing that pulls stuff behind it. Governor.
Subtract.
Subtract, what happens to many of your points. Yes?
Tract.
Attract, when your jokes are so on point that people just walk into your classroom.
Yeah, no.
Lyndon Mayer.
Distract.
Distract, what many of you guys do in class, and you can only talk and have your points subtracted. Bailey.
Retracted.
Retracted, when I would take back any of my mistakes that I would make, but hopefully they never happen. Doyle.
Unattractive.
You. Does not actually count as a word. And Parodi.
Extract.
Goodness gracious, what?
Extract.
Extract, when you pull the truth out of something, which seems to anger some kids. Levi.
Attractive.
Good job of adding iv to the end of attract. And Hess.
Detract.
To take away from in some way. Nicely done. To detract from class. Garrison.
Abstract.
Abstract, the best of all the abs. Yes.
Tractor.
Stractor.
Tractor.
Tractor, which is good, but we already said tractor, I think the opposite. But it still works as a word. Gov.
Attracting.
A good way to add another verb tense to that one. Well, I think I'm all tracked out, yes?
Could you
I could, but I try not to.
What do you do attracting, unattractive, and all those?
You could, but then I'd probably do failing, failed, and failure. But, I mean, it's fine with me. We're pouty friends.
That's a lot of food.
Moving on from all of that and maybe you're tractolating. We're done with that. You can put it away. The only thing you need now is your blue sheet because we're going to keep answering some more stuff on there with our stories for today.
Are we gonna get to the drawing thing at the bottom, number 16?
The last one?
Yeah.
Have we gotten the last one yet?
No.
Problem solved.
Well,
So-
because I have all the other ones.
Oh my goodness, I'm so worried. With this, we'll go through and help you out. Let's see, we have humans are no longer with us. And why are humans no longer with us?
Because I smashed them all.
And when did they get killed?
But during the war.
During the big war, all the humans got killed off. And Zeus, now as the leader of the Olympians, decides that he would like to have more humans in the world. And so Zeus, wanting to have more humans, Zootite goes and talks to the person that created the first race of humans to get more. And who created the first race of humans?
Prometheus.
Prometheus. But Prometheus tells him he can't do it. He goes, Zeus, listen, I'm a little busy right now. I'd love to be able to help you out, but you have me setting up a new government and helping out with the creation of the Olympians, so I can't do both things at the same time. So you're either going to have to wait till I get done, or hire someone else. Zeus goes, patience is not a strong point of mine, so I'll hire somebody else. Zeus says, well, I can't get Prometheus to make humans, so I'll get the next best thing. And if you can't get Prometheus, the next best thing is? Epimetheus. So he goes and talks to Epimetheus. He's like, listen, buddy, I got a job for you. Epimetheus is like, yay! He goes, you are going to need to create the new race of humans so they can exist. But wait, there's more. You will also need to create a new race of everything, because it turned out we killed all the animals and squirrels and monkeys that are in the world. And so you're going to have to recreate all of those things. Are you up for it? Epimetheus, of course, agrees and says, how do I go about doing this? Zeus goes, all right, here's how you're going to do it. I have this special stuff. We're no longer using mud. Humans 2.0, not made out of mud. We're made out of a special clay called Play-Doh, not Play-Doh. And it comes in a variety of colors. And you're going to use this to create all the animals and all the people. Plus, he then gets out this big box, kaploppity, and sets down the big box. Opens it up, and it's like a tackle box. Tackle box. And on the inside of the tackle box, there's a whole bunch of different things in each little section. One section has fur, one section has claws, one section has fangs, and one section has scales. Because whenever you create something, you take stuff from the tackle box, smash it into the clay, it'll sort of activate it, and you throw that thing down to earth, and now you're going to have a creation. Epimetheus, yay! Zeus goes, wait, this is very important. Do not mess up humans. Humans are very important to me. You have to get that part right. Do you understand? And Epimetheus goes, I understand. So Zeus leaves him alone to start creating. Epimetheus makes a big boy decision. Epimetheus decides he wants to make sure he does not mess up humans. So he is going to make animals first to get his practice in. And that way he can get all the mistakes out of the way until he gets really good at the making of things. Then he's going to make humans. He's like, no, I'm all smart. I'm all Prometheusing. And so he decides to go ahead and start creating. Takes a chunk of green Play-Doh and rolls it out. Rolly, rolly, rolly. He's like, it's a green string. He's like, woohoo. And then takes two big old teeth, ka-thunk, ka-thunk, puts them in there, smashes some scales on there, and then phew, throws it down. And creates
A snake.
He's like, ooh, that was fun. Do it again. Takes another one. Rolly, rolly, rolly. Fang, fang, scales. Leg, 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 leg. Creates a good. I was going to say lizard, but sure, reptile, chameleon, alligator, all of that works, and keeps going from there, making more animals. Takes some yellow Play-Doh and some brown Play-Doh. It's like smishy, smishy, smishy. Leg, 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 neck, and brings one out. Throws it down. Crocodile. He's like, crocodile. Someone has not been to a zoo before, and then takes a big chunk of gray and puts it down there. It's like big chunk of gray. He's like tree trunk, tree trunk, tree trunk, tree trunk. Ooh, ears, with a tail in the back and a tail in the front, and then throws it down.
Prairie shark.
Flies down. Prairie shark.
Prairie shark.
So it just starts making creatures and throwing them down. It's like squirrel, monkey, lion, tiger, bear. Oh my! And they all just start coming down, hitting the earth and running around, and he's clapping and having a good time. Starts getting down towards the end of the stuff that's left in there. Pulls out another brown chunk. He's like, ooh, almost out. I'm like, brown chunk, squishy, squishy. He's like, ooh. Oh, ping pong paddle. And sticks that in the back side. I was like, oh, that's adorable. We'll take 2 ping pong paddles, put those in the front, like make a little mouthy thing like that. Duck feet, we'll put those on the bottom and give him 4 of those little duck feet down there. He's like, ooh, that's embarrassing.
That's a platypus.
Australia. And puts it down there and figures that sort of solves the problem. Sits back, he's like, oh, I'm a genius. Poop. Realizes he forgot to do something. What did he forget to do?
Humans.
Make humans. He's like, oh, snapdragons. So he goes and takes another grabbing of the clay. He's like, squishy, squishy, squishy. He's like, oh, okay. Fur. Cover him in fur. He's like, and he takes the box. He's like, oh, out of fur. Fur on the ground. That's like lint. Good enough. And smashes it on top. He's like, claws. Yep, out of claws too. We'll just smear claws on the end of the fingers. He's like, eyeballs. Yeah, nobody's like, these are kind of joke eyeballs. We'll put those on. Humans get made out of the remains in the box. That is why humans don't have good fur. Our fur is just a patch on top of our head because Epimetheus ran out. You don't have good fur, I mean, except for that one guy you see at the beach who's like a bear, but that guy's different. And we don't have good nails because we got the bottom of the barrel claws. Our eyeballs have definite issues. And so we are made with leftover scraps after the animals got all the good stuff. So that's why humans have issues. Because who are we made by?
Epimetheus.
Don't worry, it gets worse. So now, humans exist, and Zeus is excited because he wants to make sure humans know how to sacrifice. Sacrificing, uber important to the gods. Because this was how the gods knew who the most important one was. This is how the gods bragged to each other. Sacrificing was the early version of Twitter and Musical.ly. This is how you could figure out who the most important one was. The more followers you had, the more you could brag to your friends. And that was why it was super important to them. Because if not, you had no way of putting it in your friend's face. So Zeus goes, humans, you need to learn how to sacrifice. So he brings the humans together. He goes, whenever you want something from the gods, you're going to sacrifice to us. And what we'll do is if we're in the mood, and the lighting is right, we will grant whatever it is you pray to us for that sacrifice. And every once in a while, it'll come true and make you super happy. Yay. And the human's like, yay, how do we do the sacrificing? He goes, well, anytime you kill an animal, you get half of it, and we get the other half of it. And the humans go, well, which half do we get? And he's like, well, that's what we're going to negotiate. Take this wild cow. And he takes the wild cow, moo, and then sets it down. You have to be careful. It's dangerous. You can tell by the look in its adorable little eyes. Take this wild cow, and you're going to split it into 2 halves. Half of it the gods get, half of it you guys get to keep. And he goes, you make the 2 piles, then I'll come back and choose who gets which pile. You guys make the piles, I do the choosing. The humans go, okay. And Zeus takes off and lets them start doing their thing. Well, they start breaking the wild cow down into the 4 parts. The first part of the wild cow is the outer part of the wild cow. They just rip that right off. And that is?
The fur.
There you go, cow fur. And they have the big pile of cow fur, and they throw that down. After cow fur, the next thing you get to is?
The organs.
The uncooked hamburger. Good job. And we get to the uncooked hamburger, and they throw that to the side. The next thing you get to is?
The head.
Organs. Nicely done. The organs would be the organs and the ligaments and fat and stuff. Exactly. But it's covered in fat. And if you've never played with a steak before, which you probably haven't, the pre-cook, not the post-cook, which is in your belly. But fat has oils in it. And oil, whenever sunlight hits it, is reflective like a rainbow. And so every time it is, go home, cut off an arm, look at the fat, like, oh, rainbow, and then you'll fall over. But the rainbows are there for just a moment. And so with that, they have a big pile of this rainbow goo stuff, because that's from the fat. The final part of the cow is?
The head.
Still not the head. Would be the bones and the stuff inside the head. Good stuff. And so those become the 4 parts. The humans decide, all right, we're going to get 2 of these piles, and we'll give Zeus the other 2. If they were smart, they're not. Which 2 should they take?
The meat and the leather.
Nicely done. The meat and the cow fur, because you can eat one and you can wear the other. But who made this race of humans?
Epimetheus.
They're not real smart. The humans decide the first thing they want to get are the sticks. because they're called smacky sticks, and you can take one of them to your friend and just go whack and hit them in the head, and they fall down like twitching. You're like, oh, great joke. Like, so obviously we're going to take those. And the other thing we want is the rainbow goo, because it's gooey and a rainbow. And you can take it and you just go squishy, squishy, and you throw it at your friend. It's like splat, like homemade water balloons, but inside something. So like those are the two things we want to keep. Prometheus, not even involved with it at this moment. All of a sudden his idiot alarm goes off. And he's off doing Prometheus. And he's like, idiots! God! And Prometheus goes running over there. Comes running in toward the humans and is like, hey, stop! What are you doing? Like, chopping up this wild cow. Like, well, of these parts, which ones do you think you're going to take? The humans go, we're not stupid. The smacky sticks and the rainbow goo. Duh! Prometheus steps up and goes, and just slap. Like, no! Step back. He's like, no! It's like, that is not what you're going to take. You want to have the cow fur to keep you warm, and you're going to have the meat so that you can eat it. Humans go, oh yeah, that makes a lot more sense. He's like, I know, but Zeus is a jerk. He's going to take that if you make it look good. So you're going to have to trick him. And the humans go, we're not that smart. He goes, I know, don't worry. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to take all of the sticks and the bones and make like a little teepee out of them, so you have all those sticks going that way, and then you drizzle the rainbow goo over the top of them. And the humans go, rainbow sticks! And they get all excited. And they just like, just kidding. And then you're going to take the meat and you're going to take the cow fur, turn it inside out, take the meat, throw it on top of it, put that over the side. The human's like, oh, that looks like a cow that stepped on a landmine. He's like, exactly. It looks disgusting. You put that over to the other side. So now they have two piles. Rainbow sticks, and then the pile of the meat and the exploded cow. I know, it's delicious. Everyone likes to eat leather jackets. He goes, these are the two piles that we have. Make sure that Zeus takes the pile that's over there, and when he does, you take off running with the other pile, because when he figures it out, he's not going to be happy. The human's like, okie dokie. So Prometheus sneaks out and goes, don't tell anyone I was here. Zeus shows up a short while later. He's like, all right, you guys ready? He was like, we're ready. He's like, why is your face all red? And they're like, oh, we ran into the wall. Who made you? He's like, huh, makes sense. So he goes, all right, so you have the two piles there. I'm like, we have the two piles there. He said, ooh. He goes, are those rainbow sticks? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right. He's like, did a cow eat a hand grenade? They're like, yeah. He goes, all right. He goes, well, I don't want that pile because that's disgusting like you guys. I'm like, oh, that's pretty accurate. He goes, but this over here, that's pretty tight, so I'm going to take that. So anytime humans sacrifice the gods, you have to give us the rainbow stick stuff, whatever makes that pile. And then you guys take that because that's disgusting. Get that out of here. I'm like, okay. They agree to it. And so Zeus goes and takes like a little Zeusy form. He's like, shake on. I'm like, shake on. I'm like, oh, okay. And then the humans go over and pick up the piles of that and just take off running, giggling. He's like, you guys are weird. And Zeus goes to grab his rainbow sticks. He's like, oh, rainbow sticks. And he goes to pick them up. And when he does, they all fall apart and like slide down his arms. Like it's all gooey. He's like, ah. He's like, God. He's like, I was tricked. And then realizes the humans could have tricked him because they're stupid. Only one person was smart enough to trick him, and that is
Prometheus.
Prometheus. So Zeus declares, Prometheus, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, I torture you forever. We've all said
not how it
it.
goes.
That is completely how I said it all the time as a kid. And so with that, now humans have sacrifices, and we have to split the cows into different ways. With sacrificing was important to the gods because of the whole popularity thing. But Zeus, a bit of a tricker, he set it up so anytime you sacrifice to a god, you also have to sacrifice to the king of the gods. If you want someone to fall in love with you, you sacrifice to Aphrodite. And
Zeus.
if you're going to get into a fight, you sacrifice to
Ares.
And
Zeus.
if you're having a baby, you sacrifice to
Hera.
And
Zeus.
and we'll come back to that on Tuesday. Make sure you read about throwing babies in fires in case there's a pop quiz and I give you a baby in a fire and you want to know what to do.